Uh, the haunting of the old church. The old church stood in desolation, its once pristine stone walls now covered in ivy and grime. Located in a forgotten village, the church had long since been abandoned. Stories of a dark presence, whispered among locals, kept even the bravest souls away. Sarah, a university student researching folklore, dismissed the warnings. She was drawn to the tales of a sinister nun named Valak, said to haunt the church. Armed with a flashlight, camera, and recorder, she ventured there on a cold, moonlit night. The wooden doors creaked ominously as Sarah pushed them open. Inside, the air was thick with dampness and an unshakable sense of dread. Her flashlight revealed rows of crumbling pews, a cracked altar, and faded murals of saints and angels. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the occasional rustle of the wind outside. "This is just an old building," Sarah muttered, more to reassure herself than to state a fact. She set up her camera near the altar and began recording. This church was abandoned decades ago after reports of supernatural occurrences. Locals claimed to have seen a ghostly nun wandering these halls. Her words were cut short by a loud thud. The sound echoed through the nave, making Sarah's blood run cold. She swung her flashlight toward the source, but saw nothing. "Hello?" she called out, her voice trembling. No response. Determined, Sarah moved toward the confessionals at the side of the church. As she approached, a chilling breeze brushed past her, though there were no windows open. Her flashlight flickered, and she heard a faint, sinister laugh. "Who's there?" Sarah demanded, her courage faltering. The confessional door creaked open slowly. Inside, she saw a figure dressed in black and white, sitting unnaturally still. Sarah's heart pounded as she realized it was a nun, her face hidden by a dark veil. "Are you real?" Sarah whispered. The figure turned its head slowly. Beneath the veil was a ghastly pale face with hollow black eyes and a mouth twisted into a malevolent grin. It was Valak. Sarah stumbled backward, dropping her flashlight. In the dim light, Valak rose, towering over her. The room filled with an unholy growl as the air grew icy. Sarah turned and ran, her breaths coming in panicked gasps. She dashed toward the entrance, but the heavy doors slammed shut before she could reach them. The church plunged into darkness, save for the faint glow of candlelight that seemed to ignite itself on the altar. Turning around, Sarah saw Valak standing at the altar, arms outstretched. The candles flickered, casting eerie shadows across the room. A deep, guttural voice filled the air, chanting in a language Sarah couldn't understand. Terrified, she pulled at the doors with all her strength, finally forcing them open. She stumbled out into the night, not daring to look back. When she reached her car, she glanced at the church one last time. In the window above the entrance, she saw Valak watching her, its haunting grin etched into her memory. Sarah never returned to the old church, but the nightmares followed her. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the pale face and empty eyes of the demon nun, a reminder of the terror she barely escaped.